I've got to have more cowbell.
Good evening and welcome to Riker's Beard Live. Well, I mean, no, James, have you been looking at? Have you been on an internet site that possibly?
I've left my VPN on.
You've left your VPN on there, James. Wow. I mean, just wow. We've got so much Star Trek to talk about. It just. I mean, it's created a bit of a. Some people have loved it. Some people have hated it. We've got Star Trek to talk about. Also, an announcement that James got to make. We've got all sorts of stuff we've got to talk about this evening. But first of all, as always, if you're watching the show, currently there's 113 viewers. Please make yourself known in the comments. Shout hello. We love to know where you're watching, where you're from, and your favourite series. And we love to know your favourite episode. So don't be shy, please. And also give us a like and a subscribe and all that jazz as well. So let's see who's aboard this evening, first of all. Mark, hey, buddy. How are you doing? You're coming to Blackpool, I'm sure you said you were coming to Blackpool. Looking forward to seeing you. Christoph, I know you're not coming to Blackpool. Boo. Richard, I don't know if you're coming to Blackpool or not. I hope you are. It'd be nice to see you. You finally resolved my Paramount. Is that because the app is so terrible? It's because it is a really bad app. Christoph says hi to YouTubers. Hello to YouTubers. And the Railway Adlington says, good evening, Riker's Beard. It's fantastic to have you aboard the Railway Adlington. The lovely Victoria. It's lovely to see you, my dear. And Gary's in the house. Gary, how you doing, buddy? Can't wait to see you soon. Been too long. We're not since the first episodes dropped of Strange New Worlds. We should get together soon. I know you can't really sort of drink or move with your current leg position, but we'd like to see you regardless. Hey, James, how you doing? He's back. There he is. Hey, Nadim, how you doing? We haven't said anything bad about Discovery yet, but watch this space. Emma, how you doing? Can't wait to see you in Blackpool too. Mark will be there to assist in any. Well, we might take you up on that. We've got a sort of couple of announcements regarding Blackpool really this evening. Sweet, and we are going to put a shout out. We need some help. Although I can't help but think that possibly this man might be the man that we need. He might be the man that we need.
Cometh the hour, cometh the man.
Cometh the hour, cometh the Alan. I hope you're coming to Blackpool because we need you, Alan. We've got a role just for you. It's coming. Don't worry. We don't do an episode without Tip. Hey, Lee. How you doing, buddy? Stephen. Hey, yeah, all good. Thanks, mate. And Chris, how you doing, buddy? Right. Okay, so we're going to get straight into it with this week's episode of Strange New Worlds, or we're going to talk about Blackpool. How do you want to do it, James?
Strange New Worlds.
Okay, well, I think we need to talk about Strange New Worlds then. Wow, where to start with this week's episode?
I thought splendid. What did you think?
I really enjoyed it. I can't. It's the sort of episode I know, if you've watched this show before, I normally don't like these sort of episodes, but I really enjoyed it. Just quick back into the comments, because it's the first time the Railway Addington's been on. Favourite series, Prodigy. Amanda here, practicing my face paint cosplay tonight for Blackpool. Fantastic. Can't wait to see you in Blackpool, Amanda. And Liam says he's sad not to be joining us in Blackpool. Well, who wouldn't be? Sad not to see you too, Liam. So this week's episode of Strange New Worlds, yeah, I mean, it's the sort of episode
within a show.
Yeah, it's the sort of episode I normally wouldn't like, but yeah, it strung all my bells. I wanted to not like it. I could only find a couple of bits that I didn't like. I thought the I mean, if you guys watching the show are as well versed in the original series as James, as you'll know what I'm talking about, the homage paid Dolly Parton was just fantastic, absolutely amazing. It was a love letter. It wasn't the best episode ever. No, of course it wasn't. But it was an absolute love letter. It was full of plot holes. Of course it was. And I'm sure James was
Wesley had a chance to go full Shatner, didn't it?
Yeah, and I think James is going to have a thing,
100% Shatner.
Yeah, I think James is going to have a thing or two to say about canon. And also, actually, I've got something to say about canon and character development as well, where they're completely ignoring canon to make it more interesting, which I don't have a problem with, but James does. But right, where are we going to go? So, where do we start?
Can we talk about the outtakes at the end? Because that was my favourite bit.
Well, let's leave that until the end. So let's first of all warn everybody that we're going to be talking about something. What do we call it? Spoiler alert, don't we?
Yes, spoiler alert.
Yeah. So, James, would you like to summarise this week's show for me? It's not an easy job, but I think you're the man for the job.
Well, this week's episode, Richard, involves Laan Noonien Singh testing the prototype version of the holodeck, which is being tested on Pike's Enterprise.
And it's called the Recreation Room, isn't it? Sounds like something from 50 Shades of Grey.
Don't they specifically refer to it as the holodeck?
I think it was called the Recreation Room. I could be wrong. Our knowledgeable audience will correct me if I'm wrong.
There's a conversation in the briefing room about it, and I think they call it that there. But they say that they're having to test it because it takes up so much of their computer power to run it. And that might explain why we sort of jump almost, 100 years into the future beyond this before it appears as standard on ships like the Enterprise D. But anyway, Lana is sent to test the holodeck, and she makes the fatal mistake of not giving it precise enough instructions. Now, anyone who has used ChatGPT will know exactly what this problem is, that you ask it something and it goes completely off on a frolic of its own. But as the holodeck did in the TNG all the time, because of mistakes like Geordi saying things like create an adversary that can defeat Data rather than Holmes. So they do test it out, and what we get is a love letter to the original series, in that there's a murder mystery of the television production of a series called, was it Adventure Hour in Space? But the show is called The Last Frontier, and basically it's a mick-take of original series.
Well, very much. It actually felt to me more like an episode of Land of the Giants. It really did.
Although with Ellen stuff, yeah.
Well, but just because of the way they acted, one thing that I think set Star Trek apart from shows like The Time Tunnel and Land of the Giants back in the day was the superior acting. And for me, they weren't acting like original series actors; they were acting like people from The Time Tunnel and Land of the Giants. They were hamming it up a bit, a bit like they. But sorry, I continue.
Well, yes. So the murder mystery is the cast and crew of The Last Frontier are being investigated by a sort of Nancy Drew style character, and we get to see basically their idea of sort of I think it's probably set in the 70s based on the costumes, but we get to see their idea of how it would look and how it would be as a murder mystery. It was great fun.
Babs Passendway's British accent was fucking amazing. That's like me trying to do his accent. It was brilliant. It was just absolutely incredible.
Jess Bush had her native accent, didn't she? Because she's Australian, I believe. So that was her actual accent as Adelaide Shaw.
Yeah.
She describes how her skirts and her lines get shorter every episode.
Yeah. Oh, those are the days. Yeah, but it's there wasn't not a lot to love about it. I mean, we've covered this. I think after every episode of Strange New Worlds this season, we've gone. Isn't it great that they have the funny episodes because you get a funny one and you get a dark one, you get a funny one and you get a dark one. So, and I'm kind of excited now because I know that next week's going to be a hardcore one. So, as much as I did enjoy this episode, it's the sort of I normally wouldn't enjoy it. I did enjoy it. I'm even more excited. It was a silly one because I know we're going to get a hardcore one next week. You know, it's kind of make it. Oh yes, this is what I'm going to break out the Walker's Sensation crisps for. You know, it's whet my appetite. I can't wait to see. And again, there was no horrible engineering woman that we don't like in there this week. Horrible's wrong. It's just a case of not gelling with her character.
Don't you like her accent, Richard?
But again, the whole light and dark thing. We know that this is going to be ended now after the next season. So anyone could be killed. I mean, quite literally, anyone could be killed off. So I'm not saying I want her to be killed off, but anyone apart from Scotty and Pike and Spock for the chop. So, and I think that's why someone commented. We'll jump back into the comments in a moment, but someone commented not liking about Spock's character or him moving too quick, and yeah, they're going way out of canon with Spock's being a bit of a stud. Let's face it.
Well, he's a player, isn't he?
He's a player. He's perfectly justified because Nurse Travel treated him like shit. But in all honesty, I think we're going to be saying goodbye to our head of security because I think that's why she's in the spotlight so much. I think, and she's going to have a thing with Spock, and I think she's going to get killed.
She's a red shirt.
She's going to get killed, and that's going to make Spock really switch off from his emotions and become the Spock that we get in the original series. I think that's where they're going with it. I might be wrong, but I'm usually not. So we'll see what happens with that. So before we jump in, do you want to add to that before I jump into the comments there, James?
No, I think that neatly summarises it. And yes, well, just the outtakes at the end, brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
Brilliant. So quickly, so Chris says, like it, but thought it was a bit of story.
I'm not sure. Wouldn't it? That's how television works.
Amanda says, Liam, we will miss you this year. We will. You'll always miss Liam. Lee says, holding up a mirror to the original show. Yeah, it was. I called it a love letter. It was a love letter. Lee says, still not a fan of. So the episode that everyone raved about, where the Time Police got hold of, I can't remember her name now, the head of security, Lana. La'an. They said that was like the standout episode for him, and they got on board with him. He didn't really sell me as Kirk then. I've got to be honest with you, I really wasn't keen on him. Actually, after this episode, he sold me as Kirk. I'm really enjoying him.
Well, no, he did an absolutely brilliant pastiche of William Shatner, didn't he? You know, and he was meant to play it that way. But here's the thing. I mean, Shatner played the role in a kind of a campy comedic way. And he'll always be James T. Kirk, and Kirk has been played by Chris Pine, James Corley, Vic Mignogna, Paul Wesley, and none of them can touch the real Shatner, can they?
Okay, so who's your best Kirk that wasn't Shatner?
I'd say Vic.
Really?
Yeah.
I think Chris Pine wins it hands down.
I really like Vic.
I think Chris Pine's outstanding. Similar enough, but his own take. I thought it was amazing. But there we are. Can't all be right, can we? Richard Ginn says, computer, Arch.
Computer arch nemesis.
Chris says, but Spock kissing Nooney at the end, wow, he moved on quick. He's entitled to do so. I mean, not being funny,
Well, Chapel's binned him off and then turned up on the ship with a new boyfriend.
Oh,
I mean, come
what
on.
an utter tart. I mean, that was just awful, wasn't it? What a privilege. Dim says, it was lacking in originality a little, but I enjoyed it. Lacking in originality? I've never seen a Star Trek episode do anything quite like this before. I'm not sure where that's coming from. Dim, I think you're just unnecessarily hating it. Richard says, what about that line of short skirts, an echo of Terry Gart? I mean,
Terry Gart, I'm trying to think who she's played. Was she the assistant to Gary Seven? And she had a couple of other cameos, I think, in the original series.
I mean, we've been there before with Terry Farrell saying, and women wore less. That's what a brilliant line. And didn't she wear it well? Fantastic.
Well, she did, but of course, in DS9, Terry Farrell, she wasn't put in a miniskirt, was she? She was put in a jumpsuit like everybody else. It wasn't a form-fitting one, really. So they didn't go for the whole sex appeal thing, in DS9.
Well, apart from when they put her in a swimsuit on Riker.
Oh, a couple of episodes.
Gemma says, good evening.
Worf and his budgie smugglers, did we?
I would like to see that. Hey, Gemma, how are you doing?
Would you now?
Lee, we kind of already know who isn't going to die. Yeah, exactly. But the ones that we don't know, they're on the block, aren't they? So it could go anyway. Christoph says, 1970s sci-fi looked like this. He's put a link to something. We're not going to play.
That's a series called Quark, which was set on I think it was an intergalactic garbage scow of some kind, and there was a chap with two incredibly sexy androids.
Sounds like my kind of show. Adam agrees with me about Lana. Yeah, he thinks that she's going to be there to make Spock more human, then get killed, make Spock really upset, and turn him into the Spock that we know and love, which is like a cold, green-blooded. How would
you green-blooded son of a
bitch? Yeah. Original time of being shot out of the can. So I mean that's we always come back to this, and I agree with William Shatner. Canon should never get in the way of a good story. I'm happy to shoot it out of a cannon if the story is worth it. If it's for crap like Discovery, then it annoys me. But if it's for like a good story, then I don't mind.
Well, the thing about science fiction is you can always find a workaround, can't you? Like it's parallel.
Yeah, sometimes it can be a really shit workaround, like they're doing Doctor Who.
Well, that's all timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly.
Chris says Spock will cry, I think. How many times do you reckon? No, let's not turn this into a Discovery bashing show.
Wouldn't it be terrible, Richard, if we go to Blackpool and they suddenly announce the whole cast of Discovery's there and we're interviewing them? Oh, we've got Mary Wiseman.
In fairness, we've been in tighter spots than that, and we've managed to like that. Gosh, everyone's so in the comment. Everyone's got so many. I mean, everyone must have enjoyed the episode to a certain extent. But yeah, everyone's crying out in the comments. Strange New Worlds 3.0, not my kind. Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was a love letter to it. I think they're doing it too much for me. I think every other episode's a bit too much. Doing these, I mean, I've seen the stupid puppet-looking thing that's going to come up.
That's Jim Henson's Creature Workshop. That's going to be good stuff.
Wise man. So yeah, so this version of Scotty. This one in particular, this episode, I was quite torn. Am I enjoying seeing a nervous, not really sure what he's doing Scotty? Or should he be like just an ultra confident young genius? I personally have always felt Scotty's character when he's young would be very much like a young Sheldon Cooper, if that makes sense. Just like a bit cocky and overconfident. I'm not sure how I feel about this "Oh, I'm not sure what to do, Scotty." What do you think, James?
Well, when you have seasoned officers, they've become seasoned because they've been through triumph and tragedy, and they've learned along the way. Um, you know, I've learned in my legal career that often, making a mistake is the best way to learn not to do it again.
Yeah, or find better ways not to get caught. Gemma says, compared Strange New Worlds to the original series, hands down, the original series is the best. Well, again, it's shining episodes like The City on the Edge of Forever. Yeah, that's better than any episode there's been of Strange New Worlds, of course. But when you get into season 3 of the original series, Spock becomes a space hippie. It all gets a bit weird. Richard Ginn says, it was so odd that they said Arch long before TNG. I mean, again, that was a love letter back to it. Gary Sevens, PA. So
that was Terry Carr. Yeah.
Alan, we need to know, are you coming to Blackpool? It's important. Lee says, Spock is probably going to go through Vulcan puberty. I think he's already done that. Because I'm an expert on xenobiology, especially Vulcan puberty. There have been some amazing costume designs on Strange New Worlds. I think
they should keep the ones from this week, shouldn't they? They should have those in rotation with the normal uniforms.
I think they've genuinely have exceeded expectation. I think the uniforms look great. The off-duty stuff looks great. Everything looks great. I think the production.
What about Rhys Darby in as Trelane?
Yes,
fantastic.
They've just the production, the design. Forget the cost. I know they're shooting it for less than they did Discovery. I don't care. They've just the designers on Strange New Worlds have just exceeded my expectations on everything, on the ships, on the costumes, everything. Really enjoyed it. They've done such a good job. And this week, my favorite ever. I mean, that was just awesome. If someone doesn't cosplay that at Blackpool, I'm going to be really fucked off because I want to. I've got to see someone cosplay that. I'll be so angry if no one does. That was just amazing. This with them or this with them, or it was just amazing, absolutely amazing. Whatever you're agreeing me with, you're probably right.
He must be, yeah.
Do you think they will do an episode where they see Kirk, Scotty, Spock, Uhura come together when they first started on their own starship, and then to? Well, they're already.
Sure that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm not sure where you're going with that, chap. If you're going to be there, we need you to do something else for us, Alan. Amanda says the Agonian alien was played by the same actor as the three-armed cocktail bartender in the previous episode. It was number one, wasn't it? It was Una that played the alien with the eyes.
Was it? No, I mean, I would have been told it wasn't. I thought she played the producer who died of the poisoned drink, didn't she?
Yeah, but I thought she was the alien as well. Oh, I could be wrong.
Oh, that's not what the railway is telling us.
And Dim says, but will we ever see the actor in the flesh? Was she CGI in the first? Vicky agrees with James. It's all about the learning. Sure. Where are we with that? Okay. We generally are struggling to keep up with the comments this week because there's so many people. I think Richard should make a plastic. Yeah, genuinely, we'll come to this in a moment. We're going to be so busy at Blackpool, we're not going to have time to be doing stuff like that, sadly. Right. Oh, thank you so much. Yes, isn't he a twat? Honestly, I can't stand him. He fucking ruined the Abrams. The first Star Trek, the first one, Abrams, I thought was okay. The second one, Into Darkness, I thought was great, and then they brought Pegg in to write the third one. It was utter cockwomble.
Do you know who Simon Pegg reminds me of more than anyone else?
Let me have a think. No, there's more irritating people than that. Oh, Graham Norton,
No, Matthew Corbett, who used to hang out with Sooty and Sweep.
Alan Carr, chatty man. No,
Alan Carr. No, Matthew Corbett.
Ronnie Corbett. I like Ronnie
Matthew
Corbett.
Corbett.
Who's he?
He used to be with Sooty and Sweep, didn't he? He
Oh,
was their handler.
You got your picture taken with him.
Yeah. Well, no, that was Zippy.
Anyway, it's a Star Trek show.
George.
Right.
Love Zippy and George. I wish they'd turn up on Star Trek. It'd be fantastic.
So we've got some news about. We'll come. I'm sure we'll come back to Strangely Well shortly, but we've got some news about Blackpool. So in the comments, please put your hand up, not like Elon Musk, like this, and say if put your hand up in the comments.
How high was the snow?
Put your hand up like this in the comments if you're going to Blackpool. We're going to Blackpool, and they've given us a list of the things they would like us to do.
It's a lot of things.
I'm going to hand you over to James now whilst I cogitate, because he's more versed in these things than I am.
So obviously we've been invited up because they want us to bring our fantastic sets with us again. And we're working on that. We're working on what will fit in the space and how to, frankly, how to get it there. Because it is half the length of the entire planet from where we live to get to Blackpool. But so apart from our sets, which will be there, and we'll be there allowing you to take photos on them and play around, and we'll be doing games. And then there is, of course, the legendary Riker's Beard musical interlude on Friday evening.
So, I think it's Friday about 4:30. James and I will be on the bridge of the Riker's Beard. I will be playing and singing. James will be playing on his guitar. And we invite you.
My cowbell.
And your cowbell. And we invite you to join us on the bridge. It's not going to clash with the opening ceremony this year. So join us on the bridge.
We're going to the opening ceremony, aren't we? We've been invited.
Wow. Look up the lyrics to the songs that we're going to sing you on the bridge. We're going to sit down and have like a campfire sing-along on the bridge. So everyone, please join us on the bridge, and we're going to have a good old sing-along. It'd be good fun.
Kumbaya, my lord.
Not doing that one. No.
Oh.
This little light of mine. Well, I'm gonna let it shine. No, not doing that. No horny ghosts on our ship. Okay.
Do I need to bring the proton pack just in case they invite Gates McFadden?
No, we're not doing My Little Might of Mine. But anyway, sorry, I've interrupted you, James.
So we'll be doing the fantastic Riker's Beard musical interlude on Friday. I can't wait for that. That was my favourite thing, I think, 2 years back. But also, you guys aren't going to believe this. This is the announcement, we're going to be judging the costume competition. And so we're going to be rethinking the costume competition as to the various categories that we'll be basing our decision on. And obviously, most unrealistic alien might well be one of them. So we're having a think about it. We're going to mix it up from past years.
We've been given complete free reign. So categories we're going to go left field for categories. But in terms of how we're going to judge it, we initially thought we might judge it on damage,
style, control, damage, and aggression.
But then we had a rethink, and we thought, wouldn't it be wonderful if we did it a bit like Strictly Come Dances? 7, wouldn't that be marvellous?
Well, we can still use the paddles, but we just have to have a criteria by which we apply. I think style, control, damage, and aggression is as good as any.
I can't think of a better one. I've got to be honest with you.
Yeah, so there'll be the Betazoid wedding category. I think if I can highlight this comment. No, I can't click on the comments, but James Scott says he's going as a nude crewman from the Naked Now episode.
That might get you disqualified, because there would clearly be no control.
Yeah, so no points for control. But there could be significant ones for damage, of course.
But we're not only are we judging the cosplay competition, we're also hosting a cosplay Q&A session in one of the activity rooms, I believe. Isn't that right, James?
Yes, and we're hoping that Emma, who joins us, will be our handler, because we have requested her.
Well, we always want that.
We haven't yet thought what our category of cosplay will be for our activity, but we'll have something fun. We'll come up with something.
I think it's got to be that alien in this episode of Strange New Worlds. We'll just get a load of plastic eyes and stuff and
some googly eyes.
Some googly eye. You can't go wrong with a googly eye. Is it an elephant? Is it a snake?
No. Oh! Andrew Cooper not so long ago did a brilliant cosplay of the Yip Yip alien. Do you know the sort of blue and pink aliens with googly eyes, and they go yip 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 yip?
Don't. Sorry, no.
Oh, well, look those up. They're great fun.
Okay. Marvellous.
Yeah,
and
so there is that, and we've got another panel, haven't we? And
we've got another panel which we need some help with. I'm hoping Alan's going to be free. We're hoping Gary could do it, but perhaps not Gary's bag. So we're hoping Alan's going to be free. But I'll let James explain.
Anyone who came to the events that we ran in Ramsgate called RikerCon 1 and RikerCon 2 may be familiar with the fact that we had our own kangaroo court, and we did the trial of Catherine Janeway, which was great fun. And we thought, well, let's bring that back. So this year, we're going to have the trial of Benjamin Sisko.
That's right. We're going to find out whether or not Benjamin Sisko was guilty in the pale moonlight. We want to know whether he was, well, not whether he was justified or not. That's a completely different argument. We want to know whether or not he was guilty of anything. Now, previously when we've done the trial before, James and I were the prosecutor and defending attorneys, and then we had people in the chair. This year, it's going to be slightly different. I will be portraying Benjamin Sisko. and the other position, I mean, that was obvious. That was obvious. But
we're going to enjoy your interpretation of the role.
Well, I'm going for method. Straight down.
You're going to be in the dock making jambalaya.
Straight down method for me. You're not going to be able to tell the difference. Apart from that, all other kind of which we need a defendant. We need.
You are the defendant.
Defending attorney. We need a prosecuting attorney, and we need a judge. So those are the three positions open. James will fill one of these. If anyone else is coming that fancies a bit of ad-lib fun,
well, we've done it. I suspect I'll be defence because that's the harder job. I mean, the prosecutor's got an almost open goal, and the judge just sits there and goes,
Well, it may sound like it could be a bit of a dull thing, but we've done this before and it was a huge hit. I mean, everyone who saw the first Riker Beard Kangaroo Court that's watching, I'm sure will put in the comments now just how much fun they had. And we'll see where that goes. But I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, all sorts of surprise witnesses, legal drama, clever trickery, brilliant arguments, and of course a bribe.
I think you should answer this, James.
Janeway was played by our friend Carol, who famously, when I said, "Do you recognise anyone in this photograph?" Captain said, "No," and I went, "But that's you, isn't it?"
She was terribly good fun. So many Riker's Beard activities. So I've not read them.
We've got a lot of stuff in the programme.
I've not read them or seen the films, but we have been getting all kinds of messages in the chat about Mr. Gray's activity room. I don't understand what this is about. Perhaps someone could explain this to me. But Chris says he'll be the judge. Well, we kind of want Alan. I'm sure you'll be great. And please do help us.
What happened though? Alan will just side with Carl, even though Carl's not going to be there.
he couldn't possibly find Cisco guilty. I'm going to win. I'm confident. I'm confident. I'm confident I can live with it. I'm not sure where you're going with this, Chris.
I can live with it.
I'm not sure where you're going with this, but you can't do that these days, mate. Janeway was judged in absence. No, she wasn't. She was there.
Well, sort of in body she was there, in spirit. I don't know where she was.
Yes, Vicky provided the key witness.
That was my surprise witness, was the orchid. Yeah. It was like the Chewbacca defense.
Ramsgate was great. It was, and that was the highlight. And we have a cardboard. I don't know if Carl's got a card. Oh, I found cardboard me in the loft the other day. I was looking for a handset, yeah, and I found Cisco may be innocent, but Sir Richard. Well, yes,
he's inhabiting the role, right. Alan.
Yeah. So let me explain. How do I act so well? It's like this.
Buckle in. This is a masterclass, everyone.
Yeah. So James says to me, "I should like you to portray Benjamin Cisco," and I say to him, "But you do know I'm not actually Benjamin Cisco." He says, "But no, you're not. But for the duration of the trial, I should like you to pretend that you are." And that's what I do. Literally, that's what I do from start to finish. I'm confusing you. So, basically, imagine a timeline like this. Sir Richard, Sir Richard, Sir Richard, Sir Richard. My jambalaya! Sir Richard, Sir Richard, Sir Richard.
Now, actually, because Emma will tell me if I'm wrong on this, but our briefing is that about 50 people will be in the activity room, assuming people come for the trial of Benjamin Cisco. So it seems to me that we can have a jury.
Yeah, why not?
I love a good jury.
Okay, we could pick the jury out from the crowd. And
yeah, I mean, you know, when I was in court, I used to pick the jury out of the hat. It was brilliant. I mean, literally, like a magician, I pull a juror out of a hat.
Yeah, we can have a jury. How will I then bribe the judge?
You see, that's the beauty of it. You have to bribe the jury instead.
I could probably do that.
But anyway, you're the defendant, so you don't know any bribing.
I'll get to them.
So I see here, juror number 7, you're captain of the Federation starship. Well, the thing is, they can get broken, can't they? I could have an accident, fall through a wormhole or something, couldn't they? You want to be careful what you say in this courtroom. So
we're down for the Riker's Beard musical interlude. We're down for cosplay hour. We're down for a kangaroo court. The trial of Benjamin Cisco.
Because darling Carl is unable to attend, and we're really very sad that Carl can't come. We're in charge of the mixology as well.
We're also doing the mixology thing as well. We're doing the cocktail session. In all seriousness, if you are coming, James and I are going to be incredibly busy covering lots of things. So if you're anywhere around or near our set and you can help, just keep an extra pair of eyes on it and make sure no one's fucking about with it and breaking it. We'd really appreciate it. So just putting that out there now.
Potential, the little extra thing is Cadet Isabel is looking to do some children's activities because she wants to do mini Starfleet Academy.
Again, we're going to be incredibly busy. So if anybody can just keep an extra pair of eyes on our stuff, we would really appreciate that. So Isabel's mini Starfleet Academy, we've got the mixology, we've got, aren't we doing, we can't say, we are interviewing one of the guests. We can't say who yet because we don't know. It might be Mary Weissman.
Some people don't really get Discovery. Can you help us with why that might be?
That's good. That's going to require, some of that before
That'll
we
be
do that.
total game face on, won't it? Hang on. We
Yeah.
should interview her like this.
That's actually really not a bad idea. I think we should. Like, literally just got off looking at Pornhub. There we go.
Just in case she's watched this show.
I'm sure she's got better things to do. Right. So, hey, Louise, how you do? You've already missed all the fun. It's already done.
All the announcements have been done. We're deleting this video immediately. You can't go back and watch it again. You've missed it now.
That's very honestly, all hands on deck. People that can help us, we really do appreciate it. So,
we do need a victim.
As we understand it, the hotel's quite large, and a lot of things we're going to be doing are from one end of the hotel to the other, and we're not allowed a scooter. So, we're going to be doing
a quad bike.
Yeah, so a lot of running and back and forth. We may need some help. So thank you very much for volunteering there, Mark. We really do appreciate it. James says he can be security. Do you know what? I'll make some special Riker's Beard security lanyards up. So we can all have a lanyard to say that you're in charge of security on there. That'd be marvelous.
And if you have a lanyard and high vis, no one will question anything you say.
Odd. Doesn't get you onto certain sets, though. Right. That's covered Blackpool, I think, for now. But back to Strange New Worlds. What do we think is going to happen next week? Where are we going?
I think Pike will go to the barbers and say, "Do you think my quiff is a bit too preposterous?"
I mean, I'm pretty confident it's going to be a darker episode again. I think we're going to have. I think we're going to go. Are we done with the Gorn? Because I personally don't think we've had enough of them. I don't think we've really had. And do you know why? Because I know it's going to sound a bit crazy, but we've not had a proper face-to-face, have we? We've not had like a standoff, captain to captain, or anything like that, which feels a bit like we've been let down a little bit.
They had a lot of hand-to-hand combat, and they had that submarine warfare style episode, didn't they, where it was Pike's intelligence against the Gorn's intelligence. I'd quite like to see some of the original series aliens, so I'd like to see some more Tellarites, a few Andorians kicking around, and see how they do that. A few more Orions.
We'd like to revisit some classic aliens.
The Telosians, of course, that Pike will end his days with. It'd be fun to see if we can bump into them in some way.
I mean, it's going to be a darker one. I think that's almost guaranteed. I generally haven't heard any spoilers or anything about what it might be about and where it's going this week. But I think, again, I said this at the start of the show, because we've just had a fun episode, I'm so looking forward to a darker one now. I know it's going to be a good one. But I've got to, as we always do, we've got no choice. We don't like doing it. We've got to pick some holes in Strange New Worlds' episode. What was the real Spock actually doing? Like, seriously, they've not written in. Oh, he's going to meditate for a day. I mean,
no, there was an answer to this. If you remember, the Enterprise was studying a neutron star or something, and they were saying, "Well, while we're studying the star, La'an, you can go and test the holodeck to test it while we're in field conditions." So Spock, presumably as the science officer, was on the bridge studying this star.
But he wasn't on the bridge. That's my point. Because when Scotty goes up to the bridge, like, where's Spock?
He's got his head down in his blue light thing that's shining light in his face.
But he wasn't on the bridge. Yeah, but again, a big science mission's happening. He's not on the bridge. They could have spent a couple of minutes just writing him into a shuttle that was flying off, and he wasn't available. Yeah, he could have been in his lab, yeah, but I just feel that they wouldn't have been difficult to tie that episode off. It would have taken about a 40-second scene to be able to tie that off, to make sure that Spock was not available, and then you find out why he wasn't available. Where are we going with Lana and Spock? I mean, where are we going with this? What's happening here? We know where. Oh, excuse me.
But it's certainly curious that she just turns up to his quarters and they end up doing an Argentine tango. while
So
discussing the mission.
do we think that perhaps they've grown closer because of the dancing, because of the intimate contact? Do you think that's what it is?
Yes, I mean, that's how they're in hold, isn't it?
I'm not skilled in matters of the heart, so I can't read this very well. But it seems to me as though they danced together, enjoyed holding each other closely, and it seems to be just a physical thing rather than a mutual appreciation of one's other, attributes.
I don't know the answer to this. Maybe you can help me with this. So, Lan Noonien Singh is meant to be a direct descendant of Khan. So, is she a eugenically enhanced person or not?
No, just a descendant. That's all of him.
Well, he's
So,
eugenically enhanced. So, would his children not carry similar advantages?
No. So, the Singh that she's an ancestor of isn't Khan. It's the Singh from Enterprise that played by Brent Spiner.
That's Sung.
Yeah. I don't think she's an ancestor of Khan.
No, she's a descendant of Khan.
Definitely?
Yeah, that's how I understand it. So remember, Khan is meant to have left Earth in 1996 on a sleeper ship, and so she's several generations down from him. This is what I understand is the case, but we haven't seen her exhibit, super strength or a psychotic tendency.
But she also really, really hated Una for being genetically enhanced. Yeah. So
she gets up in the morning.
You would think that she doesn't have any of those attributes herself, otherwise she wouldn't hate Una for having them. So.
Yeah. And also, we haven't discussed Una's hair from last week.
Oh, God, wasn't that? She looked like a sex toy.
I saw a meme floating around today going, does anybody have any questions? Bearing in mind I've already spoken about the hair from last week. Yeah.
But no,
the comments can help us with this. Am I right or wrong?
Is she a descendant of Khan, or is she a descendant of Brent Spiner's Khan predecessor?
This could be a new game show for us. Sing or Soong?
Well, because Soong was the one who eventually created Khan, wasn't he? That was the storyline.
It was hinted at in Picard, season 2, that whichever version of Soong that was back in sort of roundabout this point in history, opens up that folder in his desk, doesn't it? It says Project Khan.
Someone's cleared it up. It was Torvald Dean.
Oh, sorted them.
Yeah, but I think she's not an ancestor of Khan. I think she's an ancestor of Soong. I think who created Khan. I think that's her legacy that she's
descendant. Remember where we are in the timeline.
Yes, not an descendant.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think that's where we are with that. I could be wrong. Frequently, it has happened. I think it happened last time, 1998. I think.
Oh, you made a mistake, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I got my secretary to write it down, just to prove it can happen. There we are. Let's write this down.
Oh, I tell you what, I once found a fact on the internet that wasn't true.
I once saw something on the side of the bus that was bullshit. So not many people are weighing in to try and guide us on this. I think they're deliberately muddying the waters with this for us. No, she's definitely not Khan. No.
No, she isn't Khan. We're saying, is she a descendant of Khan?
Yeah. But yeah, I think they're deliberately leaving the muddies quite watered with this one.
I'm going to Google it right now and get an answer.
Oh, because the internet will give you the truth.
The internet will tell me the truth immediately.
Or even better, ask ChatGPT. That would be hilarious.
Right. Okay, this is what Memory Alpha had to say on the subject. Lieutenant Laan Noonien Singh was a female human Starfleet officer who lived during the 23rd century, the sole survivor from a Gorn encounter that eliminated her entire family. Laan was also a descendant of the infamous Khan Noonien Singh.
Okay.
So if Memory Alpha says it, it must be true.
That's fair enough.
I mean, the clue, Richard, is in the name of the character, Lan Noonien Singh.
But fair enough. Yeah. I don't particularly care.
Prosecution rests.
Well done. Well done. I'm glad we sorted that one out. Let's talk costumes, as we're now judging and hosting the cosplay competition at Destination Star Trek.
Let us know in the comments what you'd like to see from the cosplay competition. Which particular specializations would you like us to focus upon?
And which costumes are you bringing, James? Anything Admiral-like?
Well, my Admiral uniform from Acel Jackets is apparently going to be in the post to me tomorrow.
Oh, wow. What sort of bells and whistles have you got to put on that?
Well, there might just be something lurking around here that will zip it off nicely.
Yeah.
Something that money just can't buy, except that it can.
I look forward to seeing that. Kind of makes me wish I had an Admiral's outfit of my own, but as you know, as most of my work as a temporal violations officer, I have to go under the radar. Yeah. Admiral, yeah, it's just not going to happen.
Well, you know what? Last year, after 12 years of commanding a Sovereign class starship, they finally recognised me and boosted me up to the top brass.
Is one of those a judge's outfit, Alan?
Is one of those a giant ball? Because he does need two other people with giant balls to make the Malon freighter.
The space turd, as we like to call it. Well, I think that about wraps it up for this week. It's been an absolute pleasure having really good Star Trek to talk about. Do you remember back when Discovery was the only track that was on and we had to try and talk?
We had to try and make something positive out of it.
But I think we did a good job. I think, trying to draw positive things out of Discovery was really what put us on the map. We're going to end up interviewing someone from Discovery. Probably Anson Mount, he was in it.
Well, yes, but he was the only good thing in it, wasn't he? I mean, there was time when Saru was not irritating.
Exactly what we were thinking, Christoph. Sadly, we haven't yet. So,
when Q turned up and he was a judge, he spoke sort of in Middle English for a while. He said, "Thou hast penetrated the universe too deeply." Things like that.
Yeah, it was a medieval court, wasn't it?
No, it was a 21st century post-apocalyptic horror style court.
Really? I thought they were all peasants with pitchforks. It's been a while since I've seen it.
Well, it was meant to be after the Third World War. So if you remember, they had the soldiers, with the drugs up their nose to control them.
Maybe they reverted back to that way of speaking. But anyway, that about wraps it up for this week.
So there's our announcements. They're in the wild now. We'll be doing all the costume stuff, and the mixology, and the Riker's Beer musical interlude, and the set tours, and the set talks, and the trial of Benjamin Sisko, and we haven't even mentioned our quiz show.
Oh God, I forgot we're doing the quiz.
Well, we've got a quiz, and we've got we might bring back Mr. and Mrs. or we might do something different. We know Emma's got Federation something. I won't spoil that in case that's not public knowledge.
Well, the Mr. and Mrs. quiz that went down very well. Actually, we should do that again.
It did. We can redo that. I'll have to find the paddling tennis paddle things.
I still don't know what they were used for.
Well, it was as simple as this. There was a pink side and there was a blue side. And if you said the answer was him, you put the blue side up. And if it was her, it was the pink side. So it was, who takes the longest in the shower, for example. And they would both hold up their paddle. And if it was a match, they scored the point.
Ah, yeah. No, I'm not with you. But Yep. Well, we can't wait for Blackpool. We can't wait to see all of you. We can't wait for next week's episode of Discovery. Isn't it wonderful to be
Discovery.
excited? Strange New Worlds. Isn't it wonderful to have Star Trek we can be excited about, to talk about, to have a convention about, to watch? Let's just hope, because we've all seen the advert now. We haven't really talked about it yet too much for Starfleet Academy.
So far, Tig Notaro has appeared, but Mary Wiseman has not.
We can only ever remain positive. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, the Doctor has appeared. I mean, that's great stuff.
Until next week, please do give us a like and a subscribe and a heart emoji. And we look forward to seeing Blackpool. Please do look after yourselves and each other.
And don't do the Riker maneuver over the back of your chair.